Hello everyone, this is Trey Alexander. I'm going to be bringing you new instructional content every week, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and sign up for those notifications so you don't miss all the new content. For now, here's 3 licks that changed my playing forever. Rock and roll. Let's get right down to it. 3 licks that changed my playing forever. First one. That thing is chock full of so many cool things. It uses the 1/3 of the chord, and it's also using part of the pentatonic scale. So let's go slow through that. Slides into the 6 of the G string, to the 5 of the B string, 5 of the high E string. Now we're going to come back to the B string and play 8. Now to the 5. Now it does this cool thing on the top string. So it's on the high E string. You're going to play 7. Now you're going to hammer on and pull off from the 5 to the 6 and back to the 5. So far we have this. Now I'm going to go to the B string and hit the 8. Back to the high E string, hit the 5. Back to the 8 again on the B string. Now to the 5th fret of the B string. Now here's a cool little double stop part. So what that is a double stop. It's sliding in to the 9th and 8th fret. And you see that shape, I'm using my 3rd and my 2nd finger. You want to use those 2 fingers because it'll help you into the next lick. So the picking on that one is a little tricky. You're going to slide into that G string on the 9th fret and then hit the 8th. And then back to the 9th fret on the G. There's so many cool things you can do with just that. That might be lick number 2, so very cool stuff. So as I finish that double stop, so after the double stop, 7 on the G string, 5 on the G string, 7 on the D string, and I do a little major 3rd thing again. So let's walk through that part. So I come back to the 7 of the G string, and that's where the 3rd comes in. So 7, 5 to 6 hammer, and then the 7 on the D string. So now the lick really slow. That's lick number 1. Okay, now for lick number 2. definitely a blues influence here. So when you go into the 5 chord of a song, that blues turnaround thing, there's this really cool lick that kind of depicts those chords changing. So I don't have to tell you who that comes from. You'll probably know, but that's one of the most iconic blues licks. So the main part of that idea is right here, which is kind of outlining that 9 chord. So let's just use that as the starter lick. So it's a 7 to 7. It's this little shape here. So 7 on the G string and 7 on the high E string. Now I'm going to rock back and forth between the 5th fret. It's going to be 5, 5, 5, 5. So it's 5 on the high E, 5 on the B, 5 on the high E, 5 on the B. Now I'm going to go 5, 8, 5. So we got this. So there's lick number 2. Very cool and useful lick. Use it so much in blues, but you can also use it in rock and jazz. Lots of cool things you can do with that. So now for the final 3rd lick. So this is another really cool bluesy one. So let's slow that one down. So it starts off with this really massive bend in the beginning. It's just a whole step bend. So you're bending the 8th note of the high E string to sound like the 10th fret of the high E string. So the note you're shooting for should sound like this note. So those bends are super useful and awesome sounding over a blues. It adds a lot of emotion to the song. So kind of similar to that last lick we did where it goes, but it's adding this first bend into it. So let's slow that one down. Again, bend from the 8. It's going to sound like the 10, so it's a whole step bend. Now the 8. Put a little shake on that, little vibrato. And then we're going to play 5 on the high E string, 5 on the B string, 5 on the high E string, 8 on the high E string, 5 on the high E string, and then it's going to do this bend. So that's a 7, and you're going to bend it a whole step up. So all together we have this. So again, that bend, rock back and forth. And then I forgot this little part. It's a little pull off from the 8 to 5. And then a bend from the 7 into the 5. So really slow. So you can tie all those together too. Here's an idea where you could do it. So lots of really cool things you can do with those licks. I hope you enjoy them. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we will see you again soon. Rock and roll.